Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Beach FM, great to welcome back to the chair of the Paraparaumu Raumati Community Board, Kathy Spiers. Good morning, Catherine. How are you?
Good morning, John. Good, thank you.
Lovely to talk to you. You were meeting with Metlink and Uzabus, I seem to recall. How did that go?
Yes, all the community, the Paraparaumu Raumati Community Board organised for all the community boards to get together. And Scott Gallacher, he's the general manager for Metlink. He actually just took on the job about a couple of weeks before lockdown. And also Grant Davis from Uzabus came along. It was a really, really interesting meeting and really good. They are focused on customer service. And I guess everybody knows now that the fairs started again on the 1st of July.
Yes.
But they're also exploring ways to promote contactless payment, which I guess is a healthier way of working, because if you can just go in and swipe a card, it's much better than punching and, changing money and punching in stuff into the, EFTPOS or anything like that.
Sure.
So they're looking to promote that. They're also looking at doing a review of the whole network, timetables, and all of that as well. So that is really, really good, because there have been some issues in the past also at the James Fleming Retirement Village that buses haven't been able to go up there. So they're actually looking at that, and there is going to be something in the pipeline. There's something in the pipeline at the moment, but it will have to be off-peak, because they're talking about David Street, Parata Street. There's lots of businesses around there on Parata Street as well,
yes.
and the road is quite narrow with lots of businesses there. But there is something in the pipeline, and they're working very hard on trying to get some kind of service there for off-peak.
Are they thinking about possibly a one-way system along those streets?
Well, I'm not sure. So I think because they've had issues in the past about turning the buses around because the streets are so narrow. But they said there is something in the pipeline, and they are working on it. So that is really good. Yes. They also said that since COVID-19, people's habits have changed. They're not seeing as many people on the buses on a Friday and a Saturday. So I guess maybe people are working from home on a Friday and a Saturday.
You're right,
Which makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I'm surprised it doesn't happen on Monday as well.
There's also some active discussion going around parking at the railway stations, because as we know, there's people parking down the road everywhere in Paraparaumu as well. We notice it down the side streets. So they're looking at all the parking around that. And also they're thinking about how we can make the bus network better. So they're looking at, with the bus network, how can they make it better? They're looking at the timetables, and they're rechecking the timetables, but before they set those timetables in place, they're going to come back to the community board chairs with the timetable, so we can have a look over it and see if it's what the people are saying to us that needs to be changed. But also the coastlands route will be, I'm not a public transport user very much at all.
I am.
But there was some issues around the coastlands route.
Yes.
Well, that's going to change in 6 to 8 weeks. They've been listening to the community out there about, they must have changed it and it's gone, they haven't been doing something, or it's gone the wrong way. Well, they're going to change it and put it back in place within 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
So a lot of people up there will be happy.
Watch this space. Excellent. So it's great to have these conversations, and particularly early enough so that you can make a difference.
Yes, and also Grant from Uzabus, because I did have a complaint around the bus didn't wait for the train.
Yes.
And the bus, but they're only allowed to wait 4 minutes, because if they wait any longer than that, then it messes up their whole timetables to get back to the railway station. And of course, the drivers of the bus do not have communication with the train drivers, so they don't really know how long the train is going to be late sometimes.
Gosh, you think that these days you could arrange that, wouldn't you? I mean,
yes,
there are these things called cell phones. I don't know whether I've heard about them or not.
I know, so that's the issue there. So hopefully, but Grant Davis is really good, and he's open to any kind of conversations. But at the moment, but they do have to leave so they can, keep their timetable going, I guess.
It is the most frustrating thing, Kath, to see a bus. You're coming into the station. It's happened to me many times. Coming into the station, and you see the bus just leaving the station.
Yes.
And, it just defies reality. And, of course, people get upset about that because it's not as if we're Singapore where there's a bus every 5 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. And, I mean, especially in cold weather, and you have to wait around for another bus. It's no fun.
And there's not much of a shelter there now. Yes, so that's all to the good, and so we'll look forward to further information about what's happening with our transport system. I think it's quite early on in the consultation about the timetables, isn't it?
It is, yes. They're just starting to work on that. But it's really good because, as Scott said, they're really focused on customer service. So when they change the timetables, or if they change the timetables, they need to come back to the community and make sure that this is what that's what the needs of the people are.
Excellent.
And the customers are happy with that. So that's really, really good.
Excellent. Perhaps we can get Scott on the radio when we get close to the timetables being finalised. And we'll work through the rationale, because I think often if people realise why a decision has been made, they can accept the decision better.
Yes, and he's happy to come up to the Kapiti Coast any time.
Great.
So that is really good. So he's a really, really lovely gentleman. Yes.
Excellent. Now, the economic development strategy, the consultation finishing very shortly, I believe.
Yes, the consultation is on again today at the community centre from 10 o'clock this morning to 12 noon, and also this evening at the Kapiti Community Centre from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So it gives people opportunity who work during the day to pop in the evening. But it would be really good to get as many people along as there as possible to have a look at the strategy and have their input.
Very important, particularly these days when we're heading into straitened times and we can just see what's happening right around the world. There is a recession, not only in this country, but certainly around the world, which does affect this country eventually. So these are difficult times, and it'd be worthwhile to get as many people on board with an economic development strategy as possible, because we're going to need it. We're going to need a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. So that is why it is important. So thank you for that, John. Yes.
Okay, and well, Kath, I think we might talk about health next time instead of run out of time this morning. But I know there's heaps happening in the health area, and I was hearing from Giri that you were escorting him around some of the medical centres in the area earlier on in the week, and apparently getting a very good reception.
Absolutely, yes. They're wonderful people that work us there. So, yes, it was really good to pop around, and Team Medical gave us a tour of their new upgrading to their buildings. They've got lots of rooms there and lots of things seem to be going on. So we need to get the information out and ensure that, one GP practice knows what the other GP practice is. And if they're bringing on new services, the people in the community know that they can come see the people in Kapiti rather than go to Wellington or Kenepuru.
You're right. So, yes, the more local services we have, the better. It doesn't matter where they are, as long as we can get them locally. That's the important thing. Kathy, it's been a delight. Thank you so much for joining us this morning here on Beach FM.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
106.3 Beach FM.